Hello and welcome to class number 64 of the UPSC Mains Answer Writing Initiative, a place where we're trying to simplify the UPSC Mains answer writing for all of you. I thank you all for being extremely regular in this series, and in case you are new here, I would request you to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button as well to take advantage of these videos. What do we do here? In this series, we take up some of the most important and relevant topics that are in the news, make a question based on that topic which can be asked by the UPSC in the mains examination, try and answer that question, and also give your homework in the very end. Before we begin today's class, there are a couple of important announcements that I would like to make. First one, as I told you earlier, I am running a Mastering UPSC Mains Answer Writing Mentorship Program, which is a one-on-one guidance and mentorship program where I will handhold you and make you a master of UPSC answer writing. There is no beginning date of this program. This is open throughout the entire year. So whenever you're comfortable, whenever you think you want to go ahead and start your answer writing journey, you can join this. It is a 20-week long program. This will be a week-wise interaction program. Every single week, I'll give you a target, and based on that, we'll have a test. And followed that, we will have a one-on-one interaction to understand your weak points and your progress. Make sure that you do download my app, Harshmeet Study Circle, from Google Play Store to register for this program. As always, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. Apart from that, tomorrow, that is 15th of July, we'll be beginning our UPSC PSIR Mains Answer Writing course on my app. If you have still not registered for this, you can do that by downloading my app. The course will have live classes Monday to Friday, 12 to 3 p.m. where we'll cover the entire syllabus of PSIR. Now let's begin with the first information about answer writing. If you are new here and if you don't know how to write answers, as I tell you in every single class, I would request you to go to the description of the video, go to the link of the playlist and go to class number 1. In the very first class of this playlist, I have discussed about how to write the introduction, the main body and the conclusion of any answer. It will be extremely helpful for you if you see class number 1 and then you can come back. Now let's see what question are we taking up today. Today's question is from international relations. Now, if you see questions from international relations in GS2, almost every single time the questions are based on current affairs. They are based on the things that are happening around us in our foreign policy or important events around the world. Similarly, the question that we are asking here is, how might the growing influence of regional powers and alliances affect traditional multilateral organizations such as the United Nations? As you know, in the past few years and in the past couple of decades, there has been a rise of a lot of multilateral organizations. If you look at the recent ones, Quad, BRICS, even SCO is not very old in that sense. Look at ASEAN, slightly older. Look at BIMSTEC. Look at OIC. All of these are multinational organizations. If you go older than NATO. So the question is, the rise of these multilateral organizations, how does it impact UN, which is an organization where almost all the countries in the world are members. So this is what you have to write. So you have to write about the impact that it has. So you have to divide the sub-body or the main body into different subheadings about the different types of impact that these multilateral organizations will have on the UN. So we'll start this with an introduction. In the intro, we can write a bit about the UN. It was formed in 1945 to foster international cooperation and peace. And then we will give a connecting line. As I've been telling you earlier, at the later stage of answer writing, when you're trying to refine your answer writing skills, you have to look into a few nuances such as this. That is, in between the introduction and the main body. When the intro ends and the main body begins, in between, it would be better if you can give a connecting line. Connecting line basically improves the flow of the answer. For someone who's reading your answer, it tells the person what can he or she expect in the main body. So in the connecting line here, we have written the emergence of regional entities and their growing influence poses opportunities and challenges to the efficacy of the UN. And then we'll come to the main body. So main body will write about the influence that these bodies have on the UN. We'll divide into subheadings. First, shift in power dynamics. Now, in questions of IR, governance, these kind of topics, it is important to give real examples. You can't just write generic terms or generic sentences that these organizations will impact the UN. You have to give specific examples of what organization are you talking about. So here, Countries such as China, India, Brazil, South Africa have gained geopolitical influence while advocating reforms through groups such as the BRICS. You can also give example of China's Belt and Road Initiative that has increased influence in in Africa, Europe, Asia, etc. Second, regional alliances and multilateralism. Again, you can give examples of ASEAN, European Union, African Union, etc. How they have been much more efficiently run as compared to the UN. In the UN, it is almost impossible for all the countries to come on the same page. Year after year, we see on the most important issues, some country or the other uses their veto power in the UN Security Council. So it's extremely difficult to get a consensus or to get all the countries on one single page. In regional organizations, because it's a smaller grouping, because the countries are more connected to each other, there are better chances of them coming on the same page and working more efficiently. You can give example of EU's handling of the European refugee crisis, how it could come up with solutions that UN could not even after so many decades. Then how it impacts the UN functions, the reforms that are demanded in the UN Security Council by these smaller groups. As we know, groups such as the BRICS, G4, Organization of Islamic Countries, all of these, even the African Union, all of these have been demanding reforms in the UN Security Council. They have all been demanding increase in the number of seats or number of permanent seats rather in the UN Security Council. And then there are operational challenges also because of these groups that UN has not been able to fulfill its mandate. Now these are some of the pointers that you can write in how the regional powers and alliances are influenced or influence the UN in the long run. Then you can conclude by writing how these regional powers and alliances present opportunities and challenges for the UN. While they can address the local issues more effectively, efficiently, for larger issues where the entire world is involved, the UN will still remain the preferred platform. Something like this can be the conclusion when you give a balanced approach. This is your homework. This homework is from GS1, Indian Society. How do women contribute to managing population growth in India? It's a question from GS1. Try and write this answer. See if you are able to get enough content for that. If you have any question about your UPSC preparation, need any help or need any other information about the different programs that I am running, don't forget you can write an email to me. I'll be happy to respond here. Do download my app to check out all the other courses that I'm running on my platform. Also, as you know, from yesterday onward, you have started a new initiative called the 9 p.m. daily quiz. Every single day at 9 p.m. we have a daily quiz where we take questions from different sources such as the Hindu newspaper, Indian Express, PIB, Down to Earth, etc. Don't forget to check that out as well. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Jai Hind.